What if the thing you love the most becomes the thing you fear? That's the question that haunts me every time I step onto the pool deck, staring into the shimmering, clear water that once felt like home. But now, the sight of it sends a cold wave of anxiety crashing through me. I used to live for the rush of slicing through water, the rhythmic sound of my breath, the burn in my muscles as I pushed harder, faster. Swimming wasn't just a sport. It was my escape, my freedom, my identity. But that all changed last summer during what should have been a routine practice. I remember the weight pulling me down, the water filling my lungs, the sheer panic as I struggled to find the surface. One moment, I was focused on my laps. The next, I was fighting for air, my vision darkening as I lost control. They told me I blacked out, that it was a freak accident, a muscle cramp, or maybe a misjudged breath. But it felt like the water betrayed me, like it had turned into a living thing that wanted to swallow me whole. Since then, the nightmares haven't stopped. In them, I'm always drowning, reaching for a surface that never comes. Every time I wake up gasping, the phantom feeling of water in my lungs stays with me, my heart pounding as if I'm still struggling to breathe. I haven't been able to set foot in the water without feeling like it's going to drag me under again. Yet here I am, standing on the edge of the pool, clutching a letter that could change everything. An offer to join the Olympic team, to be part of something I've dreamed of since I was a kid, to represent my country, to win, and yet, I can't stop shaking. The water looks calm, but all I see is a mirror reflecting back my fear. My coach Dan is pacing beside me, trying to be patient. "It's a big opportunity, Mia," he says gently, "but you need to decide if you're ready to face it." His eyes are full of concern, and I hate that I'm causing it. He's been my coach since I was 14. He knows me better than anyone, and he's seen the best and the worst of me. But even he doesn't know what it feels like to be trapped in my own mind, reliving that moment over and over. "Ready to face what?" I snap, my voice sharper than I intend. "To drown again?" My hands tremble as I crumple the letter, feeling anger rise up inside me, anger at myself, at the water, at this stupid fear that won't let me go. He doesn't flinch. "No," he replies softly, "to face yourself. The water's not the enemy, Mia. It never was." His words hang in the air between us, and I know he's right. But admitting that feels like giving in. Letting go of the one thing that's kept me anchored, the fear that has somehow become a twisted kind of comfort, a reason to not try. Later that night, I find myself sitting on the edge of my bed, staring at the letter. The Olympic trials are in 3 months. I'd have to start training again, face the water every single day, push myself past the fear that still grips me. I can almost hear the water calling me back, daring me to step in. I close my eyes and think about what it would feel like to swim again without fear, to breathe deeply, to move freely, to feel the water embracing me, not fighting me. Could I ever get back to that place? I make a decision. I'll give myself 1 week. 1 week to get back into the pool, to see if I can find a way to coexist with my fear. If I can't, I'll walk away from this dream, maybe for good. The next morning, I arrive at the pool before dawn. The air is crisp and cool, and the water is still, almost inviting. I change into my suit and stand at the edge, my feet curling over the rough concrete, toes dipping into the icy surface. I take a deep breath, feeling the tightness in my chest. My therapist's voice echoes in my mind. "Feel your fear, acknowledge it, then choose what comes next." I lower myself into the pool slowly, the cold water biting at my skin. My heart races, my breath quickens, and I feel the familiar grip of panic rising. I close my eyes, counting to 10 like I've practiced. In, out, in, out. The water feels heavy, like it's pressing against me, and my muscles tense as if I'm about to start thrashing again. But I stay still, forcing myself to breathe through it. I start with slow, deliberate strokes, each movement feeling foreign, like I'm learning to swim all over again. My body is stiff, my breath shallow, but I keep going, reminding myself that every stroke is a step away from the fear. The water pushes back, but I push harder, trying to find a rhythm. For a moment, I almost forget until I feel the sudden wave of panic that rushes over me. My throat tightens, my heart pounds in my chest, and I stop, gripping the edge of the pool, gasping for air. Dan is watching from the side, but he doesn't say anything. He knows this is something I need to do on my own. I take another breath, forcing myself to stay in the water, to not run away. I dip my head back under, letting the water close over my ears, muffling the world above. I feel the familiar pressure, the coldness surrounding me, and for a moment, I'm back in that nightmare, but I keep my eyes open this time. I surface slowly, the fear still there, but less sharp, less suffocating. I stay there, just floating, listening to my breath, my heartbeat. I'm not okay, not yet, but I'm not drowning either. That's something. Over the next week, I come back every morning. I swim laps, slowly at first, then a little faster. Each day is a battle with my own mind, with the memories that cling to me like weights. But I'm not alone in this fight. I start talking to a therapist who specializes in PTSD. I open up about the nightmares, the panic attacks, the fear that has shaped every part of my life since the incident. It's hard, raw, and sometimes it feels like it's too much, but it also feels like I'm finally exhaling, finally letting go of something I didn't even realize I was holding onto so tightly. There are days when I feel like I'm back to square one, days when I can't even get into the pool without feeling like my chest is going to explode. But there are also days when I swim without fear, without hesitation. Days when I feel the water carrying me, not fighting me. I learn to accept that healing isn't linear, that it's okay to have setbacks, to have bad days. I learn to find strength in my vulnerability, in admitting that I'm not always okay, that I'm scared, but that I'm still here, still trying. 3 months later, I'm at the Olympic trials. The stadium is packed, the air buzzing with anticipation. I can feel my heart racing, but this time, it's not just fear, it's excitement too. I step up to the block, my feet gripping the cold metal. I look out at the water, at the lane stretching out in front of me. It doesn't look like an enemy anymore. It looks like a challenge, an old friend I'm ready to face again. The whistle blows, and I dive in. For the first time in a long time, I feel free. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching.